Tonight, President Tinubu inaugurates Presidential Economic Coordination Council in Abuja. Ijebu High Chief Media Guru Adetokunbo Fasi Yusuf emerged new chairman of Ijebu-Ode branch of the Nigerian Bar Association. Good evening, you are welcome to Ijebu-Ode News at 7. I am Titi Layoke. Thanks for staying tuned with us. Now, the news in details. President Tinubu has inaugurated the Presidential Economic Coordination Council as another strategy to revitalize the country's economy. State House correspondent Musbaudan Wahab gives us an update on the just concluded inauguration. The report.
Thank you very much. This is another moment indicating the interest of the President Bola Tinubu, to again improve the economy of the country. Yes, the economy is gradually improving with some indices to show for it, but Nigerians and indeed the government have agreed that the economy is not where it's supposed to be yet, going by the stature and status of the country, that this is supposed to be the biggest economy on the continent, and so the President has brought on this council recognizing the impact of the private sector to make contribution towards revitalizing the economy and making it greater and greater. And that was what has led to this committee targeting improved economy, creating job opportunities and other economic opportunities for Nigeria to get better. And this council is looking like a very powerful council, including top entrepreneurs in the country. Alhaji Aliko Dangote, Tony Elumelu, all of them are in this committee, and including some members of the construction and manufacturing industry. So we expect this committee to really get to work and improve the economy. Some of them spoke to journalists at a press briefing after the inauguration.
The President has just inaugurated the Presidential Economic Coordination Council, and that is a body that is made up of the President's Economic Management Team, the legislature represented by the leaders of the National Assembly, the Senate President, and the Speaker of the House of Representatives, as well as, very importantly, the subnationals represented by the chairman of the Nigerian Governors Forum, and of course, the elite of the private sector. This plan is a means of trying to stabilize the economy and get business growing again. We know what has happened since the macroeconomic measures which were necessary and which have been implemented in a determined and consistent manner. They led to elevated costs both for industry and for individuals.
We'll start meeting immediately, and I can assure you, you see a lot of changes coming. I know that everybody is in a hurry, but we have what it takes to turn around this economy. Things are not going to be bad. We are now just we've gone to the bottom, but we're going to rise up and make sure that we make every single Nigerian proud to be a Nigerian.
And so, like Aliko Dangote said, there's going to be some recommendations from the private sector on how to quickly get the economy back on the right path to ensure that Nigerians and indeed the country get better for it.
A new leadership that will paddle the affairs of Ijebu-Ode branch of the Nigerian Bar Association for the next 2 years has been elected. He is the Bagbimo of Ijebu Land and one-time Commissioner for Information, Dr. Adetokunbo Fasi Yusuf. Anthony Gandono reports that he was elected and installed at the 26th annual lecture of the association held in Eruwon, Ijebu-Ode. The report.
Lecture, the 26th edition with the theme, The Law, the Bar and the Society, was well attended by members of both bar and bench, serving and retired, as well as general public. Dissecting the theme, the guest lecturer Adeyinka Kotoye, SAN, advocated for decentralization of judicial system, devolution of powers down to the local and state governments, as well as reform of our electoral process as some of the ways to ensure peaceful and developed society.
Our judicial system is unitary in nature. Nobody can dispute that. Unitary in nature, that everything flows from the top down, bottom. And in a proper federal system, it should not be so. What is wrong in allowing the state to conduct its own local government elections? What is wrong in allowing each state and each local government to have their own electoral process?
The event also witnessed the election of the foremost jurist and communication icon, Dr. Adetokunbo Fasi Yusuf, as the new chairman of the branch, and his team inaugurated. In his acceptance speech, the new chairman, Dr. Adetokunbo Fasi Yusuf, appreciated the guests and his learned colleagues for their confidence reposed in him, with a promise to take the association to more higher pedestal.
We want to defend the voiceless and the defenseless. We want to empower our members, and we want to improve on professionalism and excellence.
Earlier, the chairman of the occasion, who is also the chief judge of Ogun State, Justice Mosmola Dipeolu, represented while describing the theme of the lecture as apt and timely, called on Nigerian legal officers not to sit on the fence but make their voices heard in the development of the country. The planning committee chairman, Barrister Moruf Balogun, and other prominent attendees in their goodwill messages pointed out that no better time for such topic than now.
You know, they should pick it from where we stop, and we'll expect that they will do more than what we have handed over to them. So that after 2 years, they will equally be handing over a better bar to the subsequent administration.
I agree that they should do constructive criticism and be the voice of the people. And because if you don't have people like that, then the government will tend to fall asleep.
High point of the annual lecture include recognition of some individual personalities who have contributed to the development of Ijebu-Ode branch of the Bar Association in the past years. In Ijebu-Ode, Anthony Gandonu, NTA News.
The State House of Assembly and the Nigerian Television Authority, Abeokuta, are working out strategies for stronger collaboration and effective public service delivery. To this end, the Speaker of the House, Oludaisi Elemide, and the management of NTA Abeokuta, led by the Acting General Manager, Kehinde Onoda, met at the Assembly Complex in Abeokuta. Yemi Dalimo reports.
The management team of the Nigerian Television Authority, NTA Abeokuta, Ogun State, are here at the House of Assembly complex to boost the existing synergy between the legislative arm of government and the station.
This collaboration will help us to reach out to Ogun State citizens, for them to be aware of what the State Assembly is doing and to the benefits of the citizens and how they can be part of what the Assembly is doing. Is majorly to give the House and its activities more publicity.
Speaker of the House, Oludaisi Elemide, commended the Nigerian Television Authority for being a partner in progress and for their excellent service delivery, promising effective collaboration with the station.
I appreciate the coming, the visit. It's one that is better among others. I will be willing to synergize with them.
Earlier at plenary, the lawmakers charged the Ogun State Ministry of Works to attend to the deplorable condition of the Idomila-Idomowo Ilese Barracks Stadium Road in Ijebu North East constituency and the issue of flooding in Ifo2 constituency. In Abeokuta, Yemi Dalemo, NTA News.
ECOWAS member states are set to conclude the submissions to the principals ahead of the 65th ordinary section of the authority of heads of state and government submit towards taking necessary action on political and economic development in the West Africa sub-region and the Sahel. Several issues were raised at the opening of the ministerial regional meeting convened in Abuja. Gaba Natala reports.
An engaging and constructive dialogue at the 92nd ordinary session of the ECOWAS Council of Ministers meeting held here in Abuja, which had in attendance the Chief Justice of Nigeria, who is the chairman of the ECOWAS Judicial Council. Ministers of the ECOWAS member states are now expected to conclude their reports on the successes recorded so far on the implementation of the African Continental Free Trade Area, the progress made in enhancing regional security and establishing needed funds for the ECOWAS standby force. Notably, reports will be presented to the ECOWAS Authority on social intervention programs for citizens of member states, according to the chairman of the Council of Ministers.
We will consider presentations on the memorandum relating to the recommendations of the ECOWAS Judicial Council, a memorandum on the state of implementation of the ECOWAS trade liberalization scheme, as well as the outcome of the 28th Yaba Ministerial Committee meeting, amongst others.
President of ECOWAS Commission expressed appreciation to Nigeria for the successful hosting of other member states, while stressing on the financial status of the institution, and urged member states to remain dedicated in pursuing ECOWAS' mandate of achieving peace, unity, and economic prosperity.
The developmental goal of our integration is increasingly being questioned with the current dire crisis of food insecurity, inflation, violent extremism, and terrorism, forced displacement, youth bulge, and unemployment, to name just a few. It is becoming increasingly evident that we need to further pool our resources and pursue collective self-reliance for the benefit of our populations.
The regional bloc also received a positive feedback from the Republic of Guinea to rescind its decision to exit the community and return to democratic rule, while no framework or response on the return of Niger, Mali, and Burkina Faso. However, a special session will be organized to address other salient issues that affect the ECOWAS community. In Abuja, Garib Muhammad Natala, NTA News.
Stay tuned, we'll be back after the break.
Ààrẹ gómìnà Ọbaládé, àgbà ọ̀dọ́ àtọmọdé, jákèjádò àtìgbèdé, NTA Ìjẹ̀bú-Òde. Ààrẹ gómìnà Ọbaládé, àgbà ọ̀dọ́ àtọmọdé, jákèjádò àtìgbèdé, NTA Ìjẹ̀bú-Òde. Your heritage station, we are the light of nation and the light of generation, NTA Ìjẹ̀bú-Òde. Your heritage.
Yeah, welcome back. Now on Lagos updates. Life is yet to normal in areas affected by the 10 hours rain that submerged various parts of Lagos, with the traumatic experiences of the downpour still lingering. Joel Popola reports that some houses have been completely deserted due to incessant flooding. The report.
One of the epic centers of flooding during the rainy season, and has had a fair share of this year's downpour, with recent rain which lasted for almost half a day, leaving sad tales across the island and the mainland. Rain is supposed to be a blessing, but for those living in flood-prone areas like Mojisola, who had sleepless nights as she is still scooping water out of her room, the situation is a sharp contrast.
So we have to wait till 6 o'clock before we start packing it out. And it's because of the canal. Our canal is very blocked. So I'm just coming back now to go and clear the canal now so that the water can flow very well.
Residents of flood-prone areas in Oworonshoki are now abandoning their buildings for aquatic reptiles, toads, and weeds.
Let the government come and join hands. Come and help us. Even if to achieve something like gutter for us, that one is even better.
Like the saying, the rich also cry. Residents of Lekki and other eyebrow areas are also at the receiving end of the impact of the flood.
With the rains now in top gear, flood seems to have become a permanent enemy that has become a thorn in the flesh for residents of flood-prone areas in Lagos. Amidst the prediction of more consistent downpour by NIMET, residents of flood-prone areas are now living in palpable fear and anxiety, hoping the rains will go away as soon as possible.
For vulnerable areas like Agungi, this has become a reoccurring decimal, a situation they have been grappling with for years.
Customers yesterday, nothing, because the road is of flood. So no customers, so everywhere flood yesterday. So even some houses, the rain occupied the compound.
Although the Lagos State government promised to desilt drainage systems, particularly in Lekki and environs, residents want a permanent solution to end their woes. In Lagos, Joel Mukbola, NTA News.
Distribution companies in the country have announced increase in electricity tariff for Band A customers from 206.80 per kilowatt hour to 209.50. The report.
In a statement, the distribution companies say the new tariff takes effect from July 1, 2024. Tariff for customers in bands B, C, D, and E remains unchanged.
The news for tonight will meet next time. I am Titi Layoke. Good night.